8.
Go on.
6. 5. 4.
Marker, action! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start, can I ask you all to take a look at the back of your programme and make sure you are aware of the back of the process.
Of the evacuation process.
I can't even say that. Evacuation. Evacuation process. Thank you and enjoy your day.
Good morning to Leigh Academy Trust conference, 6th conference we've run, and I'm very proud to introduce our CEO, Simon Beamish.
Thank you very much, Neil. And as Neil said, welcome to this year's conference. This is the 6th that we have staged in as many years for staff across our academies, and it's great to have you here today. The fact that I'm coming to all of our staff today in 3 other locations via video streaming is testament to the collective success of our ongoing the success of our organisation, as shown by our growth over the last few years. I would have preferred to have spoken to everybody in person, but staff from our 16 academies can no longer come together in one venue. We have outgrown any single school. As we wanted you all to start today with this address, a live video link-up was the most obvious option available to us. Fingers crossed with the technology. Let's hope it works. We do have a plan B just in case. Nonetheless, I really do hope to catch up with as many people throughout today as possible face to face. I'm going to start today here, and then I'm going up to the Leigh Academy later on this afternoon. So Leigh Academies Trust's first core value is high ideals, strong moral values, and boundless ambition to achieve excellence for all. All very well, but what does it mean? Let's start with boundless ambition. But let's not get distracted by any lofty and meaningless platitudes. Let's focus instead on our core business. LAT is boundlessly ambitious for all pupils, regardless of their background and the barriers they face to learning. Whoever they are, they receive the highest quality education that we can provide. In many cases, we take extra steps to help those who are further back or those who have fallen behind. We expect all pupils to attend school regularly. Anything less than 95 or 96% is just not good enough. In fact, a single day absent from school is a day lost to learning, as we all know. We intervene strongly wherever we detect an attendance concern. We have equally high expectations of punctuality to school and to lessons. Whether in the early years or in any other key stage, we expect all of our pupils to achieve positive progress scores across the curriculum. That means they will do better than expected given their starting points. We expect our pupils to behave impeccably. As children, they sometimes err, and we pick them up for that. At all times, though, we expect them to listen, to follow reasonable instructions, do their best, take an active part, show respect, and dress correctly. Why would any parent wish for their child to attend a school that wasn't ambitious to achieve those qualities in its everyday practice? We provide our pupils with inspiring learning environments like here at Longfield Academy and at the Leigh, where our other staff are located today. As a starting point, they're clean and tidy, safe and well maintained, but also lively, engaging and conducive to high quality learning, often with access to the latest information technology. Oh, and while at school, our pupils are extremely well fed. That's crucial, as we all know. In fact, we're all very well fed while we're here.
As for LAT staff, we set deliberately high expectations. We expect no less than 90% of all of our teachers to be at least Ofsted good and 40% outstanding. For support staff, we set the same numerical targets using our own assessment metrics. As a parent myself, I would not want my son or my daughters to attend a school where they were not taught or supported by staff who were not at least good. My boundless ambitions for my own children are mirrored in those that I have for LAT children. So are yours. Our high ideals, meanwhile, are captured best in our mission statement, shaping lives, transforming communities. Education can be transformative. I know from my own experience. I grew up in a working class family in a down-at-heel seaside town in eastern England, typified by low expectations, poor educational standards and worsening career prospects. My mother worked in a shop. My father began his career with an apprenticeship in coach building, working on the factory floor. I went to the local secondary school, and whilst it wasn't a patch on any of ours, I was fortunate enough to have some teachers who really inspired me. I remember my English teacher in particular. I was captivated by his knowledge of poetry and literature. I was motivated to achieve by the belief that he showed in me. I went on to university, the first and only person since in my family to do so. I left my seaside town when it was customary for my peers to stay behind. None of that would have happened without education. It made me who I am today. All of our classrooms contain a multitude of similar stories about human potential in the making. Each is an opportunity to see our high ideals realised. Our work with young people is connecting them to a successful future. Just as important, it is helping them to become courteous, confident, and caring citizens, keen to improve the world around them. That's how our work has a profound impact on our communities, transforming our communities for the better through the combined endeavours of well-educated and tolerant young people is a high ideal. Our success in achieving that is giving better life chances to future generations. It is strengthening the human infrastructure all around us. And then there are our strong moral values. When we strip everything back, all we are left with is our own integrity. It's what matters most of all. You only need to pick up a newspaper these days or go online to find a story about an academy chain doing something wrong. No other sector is immune to such error, of course, but because it's education, it sometimes pulls at the conscience all the more. My ambition is for us to be the academy group best known for integrity and moral values. Whenever LAT moves into a new town or takes on a new school, I want parents, pupils, staff, and members of the local community to rejoice that it is us and not some other academy group running their school. Part of that rejoicing should be because of our strong track record of performance, but as important should be our reputation for doing the right thing, treating people well, acting with dignity and integrity at all times, never inclined to take the easier path for reasons of expediency or personal gain. Above all else, it should be our overriding set of strong moral values that informs all of our decision-making that marks us out from all the rest. Taken together, high ideals, strong moral values, and boundless ambition have helped us to achieve excellence for all and will continue to do so. I look back on the last 8 years since LAT was formed, particularly the last 3 during my tenure as CEO, with contentment but not complacency in what we have achieved. We have done well, often against the odds, but we can do even better. Before looking at improvement areas, though, let's pause for a moment to reflect on the things that we have done well. Number 1, our growth
has been careful and measured, averaging 2 academies per year since we were founded in 2008. Although from the outside it might appear that we have grown rapidly, what is less well known is that LAT now turns down more schools wishing to become members than it accepts. Equally important is our commitment to remaining geographically local. It's possible to drive from end to end of our enterprise in around an hour, traffic permitting. Our academies are organised into clusters, well connected via the A2, M2 and M20, A20. LAT is based on quality of people and relationships. Sometimes a telephone call or an email is just not enough. By developing a fairly tight geographical unit, we catch up with each other on a regular basis to share good practice, move resources and and get together to challenge the latest set of incoming ideas. In all of our growth plans, we have never sacrificed the success of existing pupils in search of new partners. Number 2, we were one of the first trusts to pursue an all-through approach to education. It helps to get away from the flawed notion that a child's education either starts or ends at the age of 11. We understand a child's full journey through school, from nursery to sixth form. LAT enjoys a rich tapestry of school types. 8 primary academies, 7 secondary academies, one of the most acclaimed special schools and the highest achieving UTC nationally. Our academies stretch from our nation's capital through the South Thames corridor, the area of greatest industrial and residential growth in the region, into Medway and out into the rural heart of Kent. This happy combination of school types, stretching across a carefully constructed arc of development and opportunity, provides us with knowledge and understanding that most others look upon with envy. Number 3.
We have always stayed within our capacity and built strong structures to manage the considerable risks we carry. I am blessed to work with a small but expert team of specialists at Trust Central who manage their own teams with great skill.
The Trust provides excellent support to its academies in school improvement, finance, estates management, human resources, IT and marketing services. We have developed other specialists too in academic improvement, educational psychology, attendance and working with business. Each of these is available to our academies to help ensure that their pupils receive the best quality education. Number 4.
Strong values and distinctive features pervade LAT. We are bound together by a common mission, positive professional relationships and preferred ways of working. However, we are not overly prescriptive. Our academies are like siblings, not clones.
I used to talk about the notion of earned autonomy. I've since gone off that idea a little. The concept needs an update. Why should success lead to floating off into separateness and splendid isolation? What we should offer our best leaders is not just freedom to manage, but the opportunity to make a difference to even more lives. Instead of earned autonomy, let's call it earned opportunity, supporting others to improve too. What I'm proposing is to rework that old Marxist maxim from each according to ability to each according to need in the modern academy environment. That ought to keep even Greenwich politicians happy. We will have really cracked it when all of our staff see their mission as shaping the lives of young people for the better, regardless of the LAT academy to which they belong. A genuine sense of one for all and all for one. We have generally got the balance right, I believe, between prescription and autonomy, individual endeavour and collaboration, personal ambition, and the common good. Number 5. Ofsted verdicts show approval of LAT academies and have been very encouraging. When inspected, all of our academies have been good or better or have improved upon their previous judgment. LAT has helped 4 academies out of special measures. At the other end of the spectrum, 2 of our academies inspected last year resulted in outstanding overall judgments at Milestone and Hartley. 3 more academies in LAT are now judging themselves as outstanding and awaiting an Ofsted inspection to confirm their verdict. Last summer was our strongest set of performance outcomes on record, and we are pressing for more in 2017. Number 6, we are financially secure even in tough economic times when money is scarce and public service budgets are being cut across the board. Our annual income now stands at £65 million, and it helps us to weather the storms better than any single school standing alone or any small multi-academy trust struggling to make ends meet. We put our funds to very good use to ensure value for money. Due to prudent financial management, I am proud that not a single one of our academies is in deficit, and that's not a claim that many people in my position can make these days. Even our UTC is receiving adequate DFE funding now. LAT holds appropriate central reserves. We've carefully constructed policies that provide funds for future investment in IT and buildings. We've always mended the roof when the sun was shining. Number 7, strong leadership, governance and teamwork. Our leaders are amongst the best you will find anywhere. At the pinnacle are our principals, a hugely talented group of individuals who are relentless in raising standards. They are supported by over 100 committed governors whom we have handpicked for their background knowledge and skills. No school ever became great accidentally. It takes leadership to make that happen, and we are lucky to have it in abundance. So while all of that is commendable, there are some things that we must do better. Number 1, achieve better teacher retention rates against a difficult professional and economic backdrop. It is getting harder to recruit effective teachers into our profession and even more difficult to retain them. I want LAT to be the first choice employer for all staff looking to develop their careers at all stages and sectors of our profession. Our students' success depends most crucially on achieving that goal. Number 2, ensure that pupils from disadvantaged backgrounds and those who are high attaining do even better. Disadvantaged pupils do worse in the southeast of England than anywhere else in the UK. Too often, our brightest pupils have not been challenged enough, and our aspirations for their achievement can be higher. Doing better for these 2 groups of pupils is a great moral crusade, and we must pursue it with even more passion. Number 3, ensure pupils have achieve exceptionally well across the whole curriculum, not just English and maths. Great schools make sure that all pupils master the basics, but they do much more than that. They ensure teaching across the whole curriculum is highly effective, and pupils are provided with rich and fulfilling educational experiences across the full range of subjects. If we are honest with ourselves, sometimes we have focused on English and maths at the expense of other subjects. Where that imbalance persists, we must correct it quickly. Looking back on 2016 results at secondary level, for instance, low results in some subject areas are producing an attainment gap which is simply not good enough. And number 4, achieve more outstanding academies. We are delighted to have 2 outstanding academies officially already, and 3 more academies judging themselves grade 1 right now. However, we want more, and in particular, we must add more secondaries to that group of top-rated academies. We used to have one, and we lost it. We want to get that accolade back, and fast. With your help, I know that we will achieve all of this and so much more. And how about these final remarks as a view on what the future can look like? For too long, education has lived in a world of its own. Now, at last, it is connecting more directly to its communities. That is a tremendously powerful change. Community prosperity depends greatly on the availability of young talent to maintain momentum for successful growth of businesses and services. The fact is that the stronger the talent pool emerging from community schools, the more prosperous the community eventually becomes. LAT understands this, and it's a responsibility that we are proud to accept. LAT is positioning itself to play a larger than ever part in helping its communities thrive. Take Dartford, where our links with business and the community are expanding rapidly. Our academy and central leaders are engaging regularly with business, service, and community professionals. Our governors are helping to fertilise these new relationships to provide work experience, career guidance, and mentoring activities for students. LAT is itself a major regional employer now and plans to use its scale and expertise to make a real difference, not only to its joined-up interactions externally, but in developing its teachers and staff to be the best and do the best in ensuring our students graduate successfully into the world of work. This is a truly exciting expansion opportunity and a refreshing antidote to the gloom about teacher shortages, financial stress, and academic interference. It is influencing our curriculum choices, guiding our bids to open new academies, driving our efforts to attract and train more new teachers, and reinforcing our collaborations with other schools. LAT is a special place to be just now, and we can all proudly applaud our extraordinary team success. Thank you for all you are doing and all you have done for LAT. You are making this one of the best multi-academy trusts in England, and even Ofsted agrees with that. Enjoy this year's conference. Thank you very much.